This video is aimed mainly at linguists. There are around 700 linguistic rules in here and we need to test them from time to time. So if we come in here and we click a few things, we ensure that we are working with a test file of positive examples rather than visiting websites. And we can get around this loop in about 15 seconds. So you can modify a file, a rule in a file, and then you can see what the effect is. And this is the test file. So it's a massive colour because each sentence has got a positive example in effectively. Things you like here. So maybe this is sentiment analysis, but I've only got, I don't know, 20 rules, 30 rules. It could be expanded considerably. This is I could just mention here, this applies to going to websites, it applies to this test as well. We can hide semantics, we just see it in black and white. We can go for gradations of colouring, depending upon the weighting of the semantics. If it's a very strong weighting, it'll be coloured, and otherwise it won't be coloured. So if people get put off by the massive colour, then that's one way to reduce that. Let me close that down. Let me show you the semantic types. Here they are. At the moment we've got 46 of them, and we've got a few at the end here that the user can automatically create using software which is actually in the prototyping stage. I don't want to talk about that at the moment. So these are a bit like Shanks's primitive acts, but they're not quite so primitive. You can activate or deactivate them with the click boxes here. So you can, if your rules are getting in the way, turn them off. Where is all the data? Go into Tools and say View within Windows File Explorer. You are warned to keep a copy, a safe backup copy, because if you change things, it might go wrong. Here is the test data that we've been, sorry, that's not the wrong. Here is the test data that we've been doing, and that's that. You can add to that if you want to with more test sentences. The rules, first of all, the stuff we've been looking at with the semantic relations, as Shanks's primitive acts, here it is. It's done with a comma separated file, initially done with Windows Excel, but I'm now looking at it with IBM OpenOffice. The individual rules are simply done with text editors with Notepad, and here they all are, and you can see these various classes. More or less one set of rules per semantic type. And what do they look like? Well, here they are. They are head-driven. There are some just simple vocabulary rules in as well. They're head-driven and they're bidirectional. So we go to the right or we go to the left. And it's neither a semantic head nor a syntactic head. It's more like a statistical head in order to get a fast response. So the idea is, here I have some rules. I modify the rules. I simply go into here. Well, in fact, I don't want the tools open anymore. I close that. Now I know where it is. And I will simply do that. And we've applied the rules again. We've recompiled all the rules and we've applied them. It's about 15 seconds to go around that loop. So it's very quick and easy to modify your files. It's great if you've got a two-screen system, because you put that file off on the left screen and you can do everything here on the right screen. Now, when I debug a rule, I actually do it down at the C# level in the rule interpreter after compilation. Compilation is straightforward, but interpretation isn't. And I am sort of getting bugs out of the interpreter and bugs out of the rule. But now I seem to have got all the bugs out of the interpreter, at least with the facilities that I've put in there, so it's just rules. Now, somebody else who was creating rules, of course, couldn't do that, so there needs to be a set of a log, and there needs to be a set of GUIs onto the log, so you can see which rules fired, which rules didn't fire, how did one rule block another, and so on. Usually there's 20 rules queuing up to deal with each sentence. I am amenable to producing software for that, but I would like to make a bit of money after I've been doing this for 4 years, so I'm hoping I'll sell several 100,000 to the general public. But if the linguists were interested, I could produce various tools for debugging rules, but charge maybe 50 quid a time or something like that. Where is all this data stored? Oh, I've shown you some of it already. Let's look a little bit more. There is a cumulative dictionary which is added to on each query, and it's a comma separated variable file. You can look at it with Excel, and of course you can write programs to actually treat it. It's got frequencies in there. If it's a phrase dictionary, these are named entities and we classify them. 17 is a place, 14 is a person, 7 is a company, and 8 is a product. We're a bit weak on products, they're not terribly interesting to us. So you could treat that further. All of the clipboards and things are in here that we exported, and we've actually got dictionaries for each query, and you can, I haven't put the name of the query in there, or have I? Oh yes, I have. There's a query and the date, and again there's a dictionary and there is a phrase list. That's really the end of the video. Thank you very much.